Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom is the second movie in the Indiana Jones series. Though, fun twist, it actually takes place before Raiders of the Lost Ark. So, yeah, it's a prequel set in 1935. Spielberg's in the director's chair. George Lucas had the original idea. Of course, Harrison Ford is back as the world's coolest, whip-cracking archaeologist, Indiana Jones. The movie is famous for its wild action scenes, creepy supernatural stuff, and totally over-the-top stunts, but it's also a lot darker and more intense than the first Indy film. The story kicks off in Shanghai. Indy's trying to escape a back-alley deal with a crime boss named Lao Che. He ends up on the run with a glamorous, not-so-thrilled American nightclub singer named Willie Scott, Kate Capshaw, and his quick-thinking young sidekick, Short Round, Ke Huy Quan. After a ridiculous plane crash, the trio finds themselves stuck in a remote Indian village. The place is basically starving, and all the kids have disappeared. The locals beg Indy to track down a holy Sankara stone that was stolen by a spooky, thuggy cult that's super into the goddess Kali. So begins a wild ride into the depths of Pankot Palace, through hidden tunnels, surviving human sacrifice, uncovering child labor in diamond mines, and a heart-pounding escape over a rope bridge dangling over a bunch of hungry crocodiles. It's Indiana Jones on a horror-tinged adventure roller coaster. Let's talk about how Temple of Doom actually came together. George Lucas wanted to avoid more Nazi villains. Been there, done that. So this one's a prequel. And early ideas like a dinosaur valley or a Great Wall motorcycle chase never made it to the screen. Screenwriter Lawrence Kasdan bailed, calling the idea too mean. So Hayek and Katz stepped in, pulling inspiration from the old-school adventure movie Gunga Din and Indian folklore for the cult and the magic stones. Originally, it was called Indiana Jones and the Temple of Death. A little too harsh, apparently. Lucas wanted that edge, and the personal struggles of the filmmakers definitely amp up the mood here. Think Empire Strikes Back, but for indie fans. Production? Honestly, it was kind of a nightmare. They started shooting in April 1983, mainly in Sri Lanka, since the Indian government refused to allow filming. Too many script offences about Indian culture. Most of the inside shots were done in England at Elstree Studios, but there were scenes filmed in Macau, California, Idaho, and Arizona too. Oh, the stories from making this movie are wild. Harrison Ford messed up his back filming a fight scene and was out for weeks. So his stunt double, Vic Armstrong, had to pretend to be Indy in tons of shots. The infamous bug scene? Most of those were real. Kate Capshaw actually took sedatives to get through it. The legendary minecart chase. That wasn't just camera tricks. They built a mini roller coaster and combined it with special effects. Fun trivia. At one point, an elephant ate Capshaw's beaded dress. The whole shoot wasn't cheap either. The movie cost about $28 million, a huge jump from the first film's budget. John Williams knocked it out of the park, again, with the music. The score is bold, adventurous, and even sneaks in the Cole Porter classic, Anything Goes, at the jumpy musical opening. Special effects were a huge deal for the time. Hello, Oscar win! The film premiered on May 23, 1984, after a sneak peek in Thousand Oaks, California, and was an absolute smash. $333 million worldwide, the top-grossing movie of 1984, and over 53 million tickets sold in the US alone. Critics were mixed. Some loved the energy, the stunts, and Ford's charm, but plenty hated the darker tone and all the violence. Roger Ebert gave it 4 stars and called it the greatest bruised forearm movie, which pretty much sums up the ride. Over time, Temple of Doom's become a cult favorite. Quentin Tarantino even named it one of his all-time top films. But the biggest legacy? This is the movie that gave us the PG-13 rating. Seriously, kids were so freaked out by the heart-ripping scenes, child whippings, and lava pits that parents lost it. It was released as PG, there was no PG-13 yet, and the backlash was epic. Spielberg himself lobbied for a new middle ground movie rating, and a few months later, PG-13 was born. So yeah, Temple of Doom is a wild, sometimes messy, but totally unforgettable adventure. It's darker and crazier than Raiders, and gave us some of the most iconic movie sequences ever. Worth a rewatch, not just for all the thrills, but to see the movie that changed the way Hollywood rates films.